What's going on? Let me fix the damn camera. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. And as you can see by the title below, I'm going to teach you today how to reattract somebody or get somebody to text you back, right? That's pulling away. So if you have somebody pulling away right now, obviously a guy that you like, and you're not getting the responses that you want, or there's a little more space between your responses, or you feel like they're just kind of like auto, he just a little hey, what's up, little things like that, then I'm going to help you out here, okay? So I want to break this down into two different aspects. One on what you should do in the beginning, or how you should, kind of come off, and then if it happens, and then what to do if it actually already happens, okay? So here's the first thing. When a guy starts pulling away, it's not something you did then and there. It's more of an aura or a vibe that's coming off. And I don't mean that like some of those energy type of ways. I just mean guys pull away for several reasons. One, if you met him online, or just in general, he might have other competition, right? Usually I say when you meet a guy online, he has more competition because literally there's a list of women. So he might have competition, or you might have competition, right? And he wants to explore other things. So he's gonna get. And it's all about priorities, the guy. So he might look at this other woman as something and show her a little more attention, right? Another thing is he might have thought he was very interested in you, or maybe he even thought he wanted something serious. So in the beginning, he was doing a lot of texting, a lot of reaching out, a lot of calling, a lot of this, and then it got serious, and he realized, okay, this isn't actually what I wanted. Or third, he got to know you and you weren't what he wanted. It could be red flags, you guys wanted different things, so on and so forth. I'm not going to use excuses in this video. If a guy says, oh, I just been really busy with work, or something with family has come up, or my health, or something like that's bullshit excuses, right? Because if a guy really likes the girl, he's going to make it happen. He always does, okay? If he truly, truly likes the girl, not when he feeds you these bullshit lines. So there's a lot of reasons why a guy might pull away. But here's the thing, just as I said, it's, when a guy, if you want to prevent a guy from pulling away, it's not what you're doing in that moment, it's what you did prior. And I would say a guy likes a girl based on three things. And people are gonna think this sounds sexist as hell, or like I'm objectifying women. But when it comes to getting a boyfriend or attracting a guy, it's no different than a salesman trying to sell you a car. It's all based on the value you have, what you have to offer or give, and vice versa. The guy should be doing this too, and the emotional arousal, right? Especially emotional arousal. Now that could be sexual, that could be deep rapport, things like that. We are a species of wants, not needs. We all know what we need: water, shelter, this, all those kind of things. But the reason we go for the nicer car, the reason we go out on the weekends instead of staying, the reason we stay up late instead of worry about, getting on a pattern in our, worry about our health, the reason we eat the piece of cake when we know we shouldn't, the reason we buy the shirt that's really expensive and, and fitted and, just better quality instead of buying a shirt from Walmart is all based on emotional arousal. People buy based on emotion. People buy wants, not needs, okay? And if you can trigger an emotional arousal, again, it can be sexual, it can be rapport, it can be emotional, mental, whatever. If you could trigger that while being a high value woman and having a woman who has something to actually offer the person, then the guy's going to text you more often, okay? He's going to show a lot more interest in you. Now, in my opinion, the reason I think guys pull away, now I don't know what your reason, now again, excuses are on the side, if he makes excuses, but the reason I think guys pull away is it's too much too fast, okay? So if you want to prevent a guy from pulling away, this is what I would do. I would use texting to set up dates and to flirt minimally between the time you made the date, whatever. Let's say it's a Monday, let's say your date's a Friday. In between, you should text here and there, minimally, flirt, build some sexual tension, just kind of be quick-witted, witty, have snappy comebacks, things like that. Because if you text them all the time, it starts to feel like a chore. It starts to feel like and again, I know you all have experienced this in some way or another. It doesn't have to be with a guy. It could be with a friend. It could be a family. You know, you're texting people, and it just kind of, you know, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, okay. Like, you don't want to have a conversation with someone over text. It's not natural. It's not normal, especially the men who are physical, visual, and sexual by nature. And his job as the masculine energy is to provide and satisfy. Like, texting gets boring over time. So the more you text, again, it starts to feel like an obligation, a chore, starts to feel like a hassle, and then he associates that with you, and then he pulls away, right? So it's not only does it happen too much, too soon, too fast, it starts to feel like an obligation. Like I said, it comes down to value and benefits and things like that, and emotional arousal. Well, where's the value? Where's the benefits of the texting? Where's the emotional arousal? It gets boring, okay? Now, after that, okay, let's say you do all that, and let's say the guy pulls away. Okay, now again, whatever bullshit excuse why he pulls away. I think if you do what I said, the guy won't pull away. If the guy's actually wanting a relationship, none of this. I met him online. And he's talking to other women. He's pulling away, or he didn't want a relationship to begin with. He's going to hit and quit. If the guy actually wanted a relationship, you know, and you have value, benefits, and emotional arousal, and then you text minimally, I'm pretty sure the guy's not going to pull away. Now, you might think you're doing those things, but I would bet otherwise. Okay, but what do I do if he's pulling away? What do I do if he's pulling away? In my personal opinion, I think the woman should back off for 3 or 4 days. Now, I say this in a lot of my videos. I think I said this in a video yesterday or a couple days ago, or, you know, a couple videos ago. But I'm going to tell you the reason why. When you pull away from a guy, or if you're trying to convince a guy who's in that mindset already of, I'm pulling away, it's a hassle, it's an obligation, I'm tired of texting, texting's getting boring, you're only feeding that vibe and that energy. What you chase runs away. So if I'm trying to get you to respond to my text, and what you're wanting to do is not text, and the way I do it is by texting you, you're going to be, you know, the guy's going to be like, oh my God. And you're just going to give off the vibe of neediness and clinginess and things like that. What I think a woman should do is back off and not only give him time to miss you, but give him a different frame of mind. If you keep on texting that bullshit, and having conversations through text and saying, what's wrong, or, you know, or sorry, not what's wrong, but you're telling him, you know, is something wrong? Do you still like me? Is that, you know, seeking validation? It's only going to push him away. However, if you back off and you make him feel that, you know, you're not needy, that you're not clingy, and that you are giving him space, right, and giving him time to miss you, then he's going to change his frame of mind. You know, he's not going to, that's like if I was trying to convince, let's say you and I are best friends, and let's say I screwed you over on something really bad, right, really bad, something that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Well, if I did that to you, it'd be really stupid of me to say, hey, I'm sorry, you still want to be friends? Like, right after. Because you're in a certain mindset. You're pissed. You're in the moment. And you're just like, hell no, fuck you, screw this, screw that. Okay? And it's not going to work out. But if I were to apologize and then back off for a little bit, let's say a week or two, and then I come back to you and now I'm not saying you have to back off for 2 weeks, but let's just say I back off for a week, and then I come back and say, hey, listen. And again, I'm not saying come back and apologize. Do not come back and apologize to the guy, right? I'm just saying for this scenario, this analogy. And then if I come back and tell you A, B, C, X, Y, Z, you're more likely like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Forget about it. It is what it is, right? Because you're cooled down. You're not as heated. You're not as in the moment. You're in a different mind frame, right? So if he's getting the vibe that you're clingy and that you're needy, then everything's going to be seen through that lens. Okay, so if you keep on reaching out, and if he feels like, again, if you're boring or the emotional arousal isn't there, and you're still trying to force it, that's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel forced. And when something feels forced, the value is lowered. And instead, back off a little bit, then reach out. And like I said in a previous video, if you do that and he doesn't comply, wait another 3 or 4 days and do it again. And if he doesn't do that, or if he doesn't comply there, then you pretty much have your answer. He's just not answered. You did too much, okay? You did too much damage already. But I feel like if you do the things I said in the beginning, have the value, focus on yourself and value. That's the most important thing. It's so important I'm making a whole damn guide on it, right? A value guide. And if you focus on your value, you focus on the benefits, and you focus on the emotional arousal, having fun, hanging out, being in the moment, and all those kind of things, it's just going to happen naturally. And then minimally text in between and worry about seeing the guy. Because listen, You win guys over in person. You don't win them over through text. If you keep on texting, it's going to die off. That's just how it is, okay? But if you do what I said, then you're going to win the guy over. And if he does hypothetically pull away, don't react. Just do your own thing and then reach out here and there, okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.